How many of you wanted to be consistent in learning how to speak English and improving your English speaking skills? And how many of you dreamed about speaking English fluently? But because you were not consistent on it and you didn't do this commitment of speaking English, you couldn't succeed on it. So don't worry about it. It is never too late. And secondly, I'm sharing with you a very amazing plan that is really actionable and very easy to apply, and we apply it in our school languages for a better life. So if you want to know what is this plan and how can you do it, still until the end of the video. Hello you guys, how are you doing? I hope that you are doing well and extremely good, and welcome back to another new video. If you don't know me, my name is Ines, and what I do in my channel, English for a Better Life, is to help you learn, speak English fluently. And in today's video, as you saw guys on the title of this video, I'm going to share with you a new plan that I decided to, just to share with you, because I do honestly this plan into my school, and today I'm going to give it to you for free. So get ready with me. I want you to get really attention, to pay attention and to be focused on it, okay? And yeah, let's start. So first of all, why choosing a plan? So why are you going to choose a plan for you to learn and to improve your English speaking skills? Because simply, if you don't have a destination, you are going to be so lost, right? And I have so many comments saying like, Ines, I don't know from where to start, which plan I'm gonna follow. This is why actually I'm doing this video, to help you follow a precise plan that is going to help you improve, right? And so it's like when you're driving, you have a destination, right? You're not going to like anywhere in any time, so you have to have a plan. This is why you're going to choose it. The question that we should ask ourselves is how to create a plan. When I decided to open my school, my English school, I was thinking over and over, how am I going to create a plan? And it honestly took me around 2 years so that I figure out the perfect plan. Let's say the perfect, but we are always adding things into the plan. But let's say that I figure out until 2 years of overthinking, how am I going to do a plan for my students and give them the best quality courses that I can. You should know that the first question that we ask our students is, what is the reason? Like, why do you want to learn English? What is your reason exactly? And from here, we're going to know how are we going to be able to help this student. Because every and each one of you have a different reason, right? There is some people who want to learn it for business English, and some of you for traveling, and some others for studying. So you need to ask yourself this question, like, why do you want to learn English? Or more specifically, why do you want to improve your English speaking skills? Like, why? What is the reason? Why do you need it that much? So once do you know where is the reason why, I want you to write it down, okay? Everything starts by writing. I always, when I have like, I want to take decisions or I have some ideas and I'm just afraid to forget them, I want to write them down. And if it is like this decision, like the reason why you want to learn English is so important for you, so you need to write it down and to reflect about it and think about it, right? Once you know the reason why you want to speak English, Now I'm going to share with you the 5 important pillars that are going to help you be able to speak English, okay? And later I'm going to tell you why your reason is important. So in our English school, the plan is simple. You need to improve in 5 important pillars, which is reading, writing, listening, speaking, and revising the vocabulary. And all of these 5 pillars, we have grammar and pronunciation. Don't forget them, okay? Because we intend to forget a lot grammar and we say it is boring. I agree with you, but sometimes we need to be serious about it. And I'm going to tell you a little bit of my story and how grammar is important sometimes. All right, now that you wrote, you're going to do a lot of poses into this video, okay? Do pose and write, reading, writing, listening, reading, writing, listening, speaking, and vocabulary, right? And so once you write them down, I want you in every and each skill to know how much you're good at it. For example, in reading, you are good, you are comfortable while reading. In writing, not that much. Maybe you're doing some mistakes. In listening, you have a big weakness, right? And in speaking, this is your huge problem. So you have to think of it like that, okay? Give yourself time to think about how much you're good in each skill that I told you. And you have to be really honest with yourself, okay? If you're not good in listening, tell yourself that you're not good at it and give it a point. Like maybe you can give it 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. You're not that good on it. Maybe speaking, you're really not that good. So give it 1 out of 10. You have to be really honest with yourself, because if from the beginning you're not honest with yourself and you would not admit that you're not good at it, you're not going to do a huge improvement, because you're not being able to be honest with yourself, right? So be realistic with yourself. So the plan is really simple, you guys. We have 7 days a week, and I always want to let some days to rest. So 2 days, like Sunday and Saturday, it's my weekend. I don't want to touch it. I want to rest, okay? But you have to choose 5 days and let 2 days for resting. So, because sometimes people overestimate or underestimate the weekend or some days to rest. Because if you're not going to rest, it is going to be too much for you, right? So now coming back into the 5 days that you are going to choose, you're going to set each and every skill in a specific day. So Monday is reading, Tuesday, writing, Wednesday, listening, Thursday, speaking, and Friday, revising the vocabulary, okay? This is why it is five skills in 5 days. Now, why I told you to know your weaknesses and your strength. Because sometimes if, for example, you don't really need reading because you're really strong at it and you don't need as much as speaking, for example, you can set more sessions for speaking than reading. Maybe reading is going to be once a day, and speaking is going to be 3 times in each day, okay? So it's really up to you and really up to your level, okay? You have to really think about it and think about what do you need to improve more than the other skills. I don't really want you to ignore, for example, reading because you're just strong at it. I want you to do it, but less than the other weaknesses that you have, right? But remind yourself that you don't have to ignore it, because if you focus more on your weaknesses and you just let go your strength, it will become another weakness, okay? If you want me to give you more tips and methods about learning how to improve your English speaking skills, don't forget to subscribe into my channel and hit the bell so that you receive every new video. And let's continue. Let's go more deep into these 5 skills, because yes, it is reading, writing, listening, speaking, and vocabulary, but you might not know how you're going to make them in action. So I'm going to tell you in every skill and each skill how you're going to work at it. All right, let's go. So I wanted to tell you before starting that everything depends on your motivation and how much you're willing to sacrifice in order to maybe advance and improve quickly in this language or any other language, right? So what we do in our school is that even if the students, because we have from 1 hour up to 4 hours in the week, but even if the students choose maybe 3 hours in the week, we're not going to do 3 hours straight away in that day. No, we do 1 hour a day, 1 hour another day, and the other hour another day, right? I simply like to do, I did 2 hours for my students, and I noticed that it is a lot for my students. He's not focused anymore. So what I decided to do is that now that I have some teachers in my school, we decided to shift it into 1 hour a day. It is really easy. 1 hour pass quickly, so the student don't need to do a lot of efforts, and he should be or she should be really motivated and productive in that hour. So if you want to set 1 hour in the day, that would be really good, because 1 hour a day equals 5 hours in the week, okay? But why I told you that it depends on your motivation. If you want to do maybe 2 hours a day, you can do it. 2 hours a day equals 10 hours in 5 days, right? So it really depends on your motivation and how much you're willing to sacrifice your time in order to learn English. So now coming to reading, okay? Reading, it is the first course for you. What we do in our school is that I give students a book to read. So this book is called Atomic Habits, and I'm going to make the link below if you want to upload it, okay? First of all, why I choose Atomic Habits, because for me it is a really, really interesting book that is going to help you in your self improvement, and also you're going to learn a lot of new vocabulary. But this book is more for people who are in B1, B2, okay, who are intermediate. And also we have some students who are beginners, right? But because they are with teachers, they are not alone. So teachers are going to explain for them and to help them more. But if you are alone and you are just a beginner, please just choose something maybe less complicated than this book. What I also wanted to share with you is that there are 2 kinds and 2 types of reading. You can read quickly and you can read also slowly and with more details. So you have to choose which type do you want to choose. Do you want to read quickly, or do you want to read slowly and see all of the details deeply? Because these are two different types of reading. So once you decide what is the type that you want to choose of reading, slowly or quickly, now you can choose a theme that is really interesting for you. So for example, I gave you this Atomic Habit book, but you also can choose other articles or things that are maybe more interesting for you. Maybe you're interested in cooking, in cars, in business, something that you're interested in. Now, if you are a beginner, I really advise you to check Simple Wikipedia. So in Simple Wikipedia, you can just write it on Google. You are going to find a lot of different topics that you can choose one that you are interested in, right? This is for beginners because it is more simple than the complicated things for intermediate students. Now, if you are an intermediate student, I really advise you to read online newspaper articles, okay? Because these articles are made for native speakers. So it is a native speaker who wrote it for native speakers to read it, okay? Now that you have a level around B1 to B2, it is going to be challenging, but this is what we really want. We want it to be challenging in order to improve. So if you are intermediate, I really advise you to do so, or also to read the Atomic Habits book or another book that you are interested in, because my students have learned a lot of vocabulary from that book. Or sometimes I have some students who want to choose other different topics, so the teachers are going to do it with them because they want other different topics. And so this is why we figured out to do some really specialized programs. So we always follow these 5 skills so that the learning is going to be complete, but also we follow the needs of our students. This is why I told you to set the reason why you want to learn English, because if it is for business, you are much likely going to, or more likely going to choose an article or on business or on e-commerce or something like that than another thing, right? Now, the second skill is writing. And what we do exactly in writing is journaling. I don't know if you heard before about journaling, but it helps hundreds of my students to improve their communication skills. Because while you are writing, you're going to reflect and remind yourself, like, how do we say that word? Oh, okay, let me check on Google. And then you find a word and you're going to use it into writing. So this is why writing is really important. And journaling specifically is important because journaling is writing about your daily routine, writing about your day. What did you do today? And you can do it generally before bed because it is really good before bed, or in the morning. In the morning, you're going to set your attentions and to write, like, what do you want to do during your day? But if it is before bed, you're going to write about your day and how did you spend your day. And as I always tell my students, is like, you can write your feelings, how you're feeling today. Are you feeling bad? What happened to you? Guys, I have a copybook that I bought specifically for journaling. I sometimes, a lot of time, like to journal in Arabic language, but sometimes I journal on English. When I was learning English, I was journaling in English, and it really, really helped me to improve my communication skills because I was repeating the same words, writing the same words every single day, which really helped me to set the vocabulary in my mind. And when I need to use it, I know it because I already wrote it a lot of times. Now, writing is really important also for example, people who want to learn business English and you need to know how to write emails, for example. So now you have this opportunity for you to maybe train yourself to write professional emails and write it as it is real, as you're going to send it to a real person. You just understood me. What I wanted to say is you write what you really need to write. If you really need urgently to know how to write emails, you're going to write them. And you have YouTube, you guys. In YouTube, you learn a lot of things. You learn how to write professional emails. You learn every single thing that you want. You just have to type that that word, that theme that you want to learn in, and boom, you can learn it. Now we are getting to some exciting courses. The next skill, third skill, is listening. Okay, so you guys, listening is really, really important, and it usually goes with speaking, okay? So take 1 hour in your day. If you are really, you want to be consistent and committed to learn English, 1 hour is really sufficient. So listen to a podcast, watch a movie if you're a fan of movies, watch some TV series. You have a lot of ways how you're going to listen to some English, right? Maybe if you are understanding me, don't listen to me, okay? Listen to other real native speakers who are using really challenging words and phrases. But if you're a beginner and you're not understanding me right now, you can watch a lot of my videos. I have hundreds of videos. You can listen to me as a podcast or watch me also. But if you want to be really detailed on it and study listening more in details, what you can do is to listen maybe to 2 minutes up to 5 minutes of that video without subtitles, okay? Without subtitles, listen to it carefully, then repeat it and do subtitles, okay? I know some people who also prefer to write those subtitles so that in the end they have like a text and they can listen and see what is written, okay? It's as you like, as you prefer. So the second time you repeat the video with subtitles, and this is going to allow you to connect between what you hear and what you see, okay? Because most of the time pronunciation is really not the same as the written vocabulary. So for instance, if I tell you I wanted to, you're not in the subtitles, you're going to find I want to. But in the pronunciation, native speakers are going to say I wanted to, I want to go, I want to go. But in the written subtitles is I want to go, okay? So this is going to help you know, like, to relate between the pronunciation and what is written. We have a lot of students who have this problem because if they listen to I want to go, they don't want how to write it. They just think that it is really like literally wanna go. No, it's not wanna go, it's want to go. So for me, subtitles are really going to help you understand like we are not, like, in the pronunciation is different, but this is the real thing. In the written thing, you're going to see it. So I hope that you understood me and understood what I explained to you. Now, the fourth skill, which you're going to do it in the fourth day, is speaking. Speaking. This is the really interesting and excited course and the simplest course, because you don't need to do anything but speaking. As I told you before, that the listening and speaking are connected. So listening comes before speaking, because you need to listen how native speakers talk and how they really pronounce words. And now you are going to be able to speak like them, to try to imitate them, and to pronounce the vocabulary like them, right? And right here we have the American accent or the British accent. So it's really up to you. Do you prefer the British accent, or do you prefer the American accent? It's really up to you. Or you can also just speak in a proper way without, a lot of mistakes. But when you're going to listen to native speakers, obviously we have just two choices, American or British. So now when it comes to speaking, you can speak with yourself or with a partner. There is just two methods and two types. Something that I used myself is I was speaking with myself, and it really functions really well. If you want a free method at home, I was speaking a lot, but out loud. Every time I was cleaning, washing the dishes, I was sitting by myself, I was imagining such situations and trying to speak out loud, and that really, really functions with me. The only thing is that it can function, but in a really long time, okay? It took me around 4 to 5 years so that I could master it, let's say. Not master it, but be comfortable in it. But to be honest with you, the better is to be with a partner, which means with a teacher, qualified teacher, who knows what she is giving to you, who knows what you exactly need, what are your strengths and weaknesses. And right here, she's really going to boost you and to give you this real and quick improvement into your speaking English skills. So this is why we have students around the world: Saudi Arabia, Canada, France, Belgium, Germany, Morocco. Like, we have a lot of students who are willing, who prefer just to be with a qualified teacher who is going to really help them to improve. Now, coming to the fifth skill, which is revising the vocabulary. Okay, it is really important to revise everything you did, and this is why I did it in the end. So for example, like the first day you did reading, then writing, then reading, then listening, then speaking, and all of what you learned the days before, you're going to revise them together, to revise all of the vocabulary, the new vocabulary that you learned, or expressions, phrases, and maybe some structures. This is why you should have a notebook. Every time you don't know, for example, while you're doing the session of writing, you don't know how to say a word, you're going to search about it. Once you find that word in context, again, not going to explain to you in context how it is functioning, but please watch this video, please. I am explaining how you are going to use words in context, okay? But you need, every time you discover a new word, you need to write it into your notebook. In the session of reading, for instance, while you're reading something and you discovered it and it is something really interesting, you feel that you're going to use it a lot while speaking, grab it and grab your pencil and write it down in your notebook. In the session of listening, you listen to a new word, you're going to write it. Speaking, the same thing. You're trying to speak and you didn't know how to say that word. You're going to search for it. You just you found it, you write it down. Every new thing, every new vocabulary, every new thing that you learn, please write it down, because it is not sufficient just to learn the vocabulary one time. Impossible. You're not going to remember it. You're going to forget it. So, of course, you're going to tell me, okay, I'm going to write them, but then it's not sufficient. Yes, I agree. It is not sufficient, but this is why we have this session of revising vocabulary, okay? All of those words that you wrote in your notebook, in the session of revising the vocabulary, you're going to find them easily, right? And so you're going to revise them, to read them, and also something very important, not just revising them like that and not just reading them. Give yourself 1 hour. Each vocabulary and expression, you're going to use it in a sentence, in the right context. Remember, English has a lot of contexts, so you need to know how to use it correctly, okay? So yeah, this is the session of now. If you're still until the end of the video, congratulations. Thank you so much for giving me your time. I'm going to give you a bonus. So I want to talk about grammar and pronunciation, okay? Grammar and pronunciation, you're going to learn them during the 5 sessions that I told you before. So I wanted to share with you my experience and how I learned English. I learned it by acquiring the language, which means by watching and listening a lot to English and also trying to speak with it, but I didn't learn it, okay? There is acquiring a language and learning a language. I acquired it, but I didn't learn it. And the mistake that I did, and that I wish you will not do, is that I didn't learn grammar. I didn't learn grammar. So this is why when I was doing, and I'm still doing mistakes, when I was doing my first YouTube videos and I was speaking in English, a lot of you guys just corrected me in comments, like, we don't say like this, we say this. You should not say this, you should say this. So I also do a lot of mistakes when I'm saying like, it has, instead of saying it has, I say it have, because I didn't focus on grammar. So if you don't want to do the same mistake as me, please focus on grammar and also pronunciation while you're listening. Grab the vocabulary with the context and the pronunciation, okay? Grammar also. You should learn the concept, but also in the context. Again, the context is very important. Okay, you guys, this was the video of the day. Thank you so much for being patient with me. I think it's gonna be a really long video and the montage is to be very tough, but please guys know that I just admire you so much and respect you and love you so much, and this is why I'm doing all of these efforts just for you. So I hope that you liked this plan. I just made in the title of the video for 3 months But you're not obliged to do it in 3 months. Again, it depends on your level. If you're a beginner, it's going to be for 6 months or 1 year. And every and each one of us learn like there are some people who learn very quickly and some people who learn slowly. Like me, I learn just slowly. So maybe it's going to take like much more time than the one who is going to learn fast. So tell me in comments, do you learn fast or just slow like me? And also, I just did a PDF for you, okay, which is going to summarize all of what I said in this video, all of the plan, so that you can have it and you can start to apply it step by step. You're going to find it in the description. You can upload it. It's totally for free and it's your bonus because you have been until the end of the video. So thank you so much. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe and also to give me a thumbs up because it really means a lot for me. And thank you so much and see you the next video. Bye, you guys.